time?
7:35.
7:37.
Okay, this is Alta International Merchants Association meeting minutes from Tuesday, June 2016. The meeting was called to order at 7:30 p.m. by Chairman Director Junior Francis. He stated he would be in Washington and would not be attending the Bronx Day in Albany. He reported that the streets on Bronx Park East and Alton Avenue would be paved, and the Department of Transportation would be removing coin-operated meters. Announcement was made concerning the upcoming block parties. The Alton and Barnes Block Association will be Saturday, June 25th, 2016. Boston Plaza Block Party will be August 8th, 2016, 12 to 8. Kruger Block Party will be August 22nd, 2016 in Parkside. Block Party will be on August 27, 2016. He concluded with the International Food Festival will be on Saturday, July 16, 2016. The presentations were made by Maurice from the Bronx Wolfpack football team, Manny Martinez from the library, Inez from Alba Realty, Pamela Damon from the director of Talithia Kume Urban Etiquette Academy, Phil Cardone from the Bronx Chamber of Commerce. The meeting was adjourned at 9:34 p.m. Respectively, correspondent secretary, recording secretary.
Great, thank you, Brian.
You're welcome.
Okay. We're gonna make this fast and furious, but I'm gonna try to stall and wait for Natalia to give you a few updates on several things. The communication with DOT is going very well. We're still working on getting all of Allerton paved and not just that small portion, but the coin-operated meters will be removed, and the furniture, the benches, will be installed before the trees. The trees will take a process and take some time, but that's a process we're going to move forward with, and we're also going to install some bike racks in front of especially the delivery stores. So those will be most likely before the trees, and basically wherever there's a coin-operated meter, the old operated meter, those are going to be removed, and either a bench, a tree, or a bike rack will be in its place. It go exactly in their place. We're going to try to green up Allerton as much as possible, make it look modern.
So there won't be any metered parking, or there will be?
There will be metered parking, but now we have the Munimeters.
Okay,
So where you dip in your car, you put it in the car. Those are the ones that we use now for the meters.
All right. Now, I was just wondering, when you
Yep.
said you were moving, I'm like, hoping, off the street?
No, it'll still be, it's a good question. But the old ones that are just, littering up the space, those are gonna be, removed and kicked out of the neighborhood and replaced with something, for the more efficient to be used. So if you have an opinion as to, which should be a bench, and to keep in mind, it won't be something that'll, be easily, transferred into a bed.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's what I was thinking.
But it's,
Don't make it too glamorous where it.
it's something for the seniors to travel and make their way down the corridor so they can shop further down and sit and rest, and we'll make sure that they're senior priority.
Right, so it's more than just a bus shelter.
Yes, and bus shelters too, we're talking about getting, especially on Williamsbridge Road and Allerton, the northwest corners, on both Allerton and Williamsbridge, we're gonna try to get a bus shelter there.
Nice bus shelter, not with the ones they are putting up, that when it rains, will get wet.
Which ones? You get what? The one on Williamsbridge, that one?
The ones that they have now,
We'll talk about,
yeah, the ones
Okay.
that they have now, if you stand in the rain, you still get wet.
okay,
Mhm.
I'll look into that. What else? Talia, you know how much I love you guys.
Oh, yeah?
I do. But one thing I really, really want to love you even more for, flag on Allerton. talked about it, if you could just let Mark know, and I'll talk to him too when I see him. July 4th, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, whatever we have to do to make sure that we get those as well.
Okay, well, I believe he reached out to you for this last effort.
Yeah, and we didn't have the time to put it up over here,
Right, well, then let's really try to do it for Veterans Day coming up.
please. And every 4th of July and Memorial Day and Veterans Day, those three. We'll do whatever we have to do to make sure that happens, and we need to permanently install some of the,
Brackets.
right, so that they're there and we can just go by. And we're gonna work our way up to getting our own equipment too, so we have a backup cherry picker lift, just to make sure, because it's e pluribus unum, you know? It's a great way to bring the whole community together. I also have a resident on Bronx Park East that's allegedly being harassed by the landlord right now. I want to send you their information and follow up with that. And Richie Torres, allegedly, he reached out to Richie and hasn't heard back, so I don't know the whole story, but I'll relay the information and we'll go forward there. I'm just going to go over these two things so we can then just wrap up. Usually we strongly considering not having a meeting July and August because of the summer, but due to the food festival, I felt it was really necessary to hash out any ideas or concerns and get that out. But we also spent time and had a meeting to support the Coops. And if Janice, you want to bring that up during the new or old business, doesn't matter. I'll leave that to you to say whatever, but it was relatively a productive meeting. The conversation moved forward, and hopefully we can get the request that we insisted upon, namely taking care of the rodent problem that the Coops are having, and as well giving the residents access to their community rooms. So those are the two main factors / goals that are on our agenda right now and in our focus, and we're supporting them 100% on that. Also, thanks to Phil from the Bronx Chamber, he gave us a great contact for urgent care. We connected them with a great location. Those two people are talking now. I think they're haggling over the price of the rent right now. I think I can disclose they're asking for $325 right now for the year, $325,000 for the year, it's 10,000 square feet, so that's about $270 a square foot, which is actually the going rate around here, so it's not bad. Unfortunately, they're having a hard time getting that approved through their board right now, so that's where the haggling is going on. So if Mark can help with any push one way or the other, the urgent care facility is re-meeting tomorrow because they're trying to get their board. They heard the number without seeing the location, so they're trying to lure them into the location to see how perfect of a location it is, because the price is actually really, really fair. Maybe they could go down just a little bit, but I'm confident that we can make this work and probably make this work sooner than later, but anything can happen, and we're hoping it doesn't fall through. In September, I talked with the Controller's Office, Scott Stringer. He'll likely be here, as well as a DOT rep, and then we can strongly go forward. At that time, we'll start our collection for the holiday lights as well, to get a full steam ahead on that, because to be honest and transparent, I'm not too sure what the situation with Centerlight is, so we're not counting on their support this year, just to be realistic. But as of right now, they're still sponsors, and nothing has changed, but we'll see how that goes. And I want to congratulate Veronica Castro. She's a newly elected member of Community Board 11. And if I'm not mistaken, just put in her request for committees. So we'll see how that goes back and report it next month. Okay, with that, I'll talk to those guys. Well, we'll go into the food festival. So Jackie, the floor is all yours. And we'll go tit for tat. If anybody has any questions throughout the process, feel free to reach out and ask.
Hi everyone, everyone. All right, so the festival is about 2 weeks away, July 16th, and it's gonna start at 12 o'clock. And we usually close down the streets around 9 a.m. in the morning, and with the help of Mark, Jonah, and the Alton Merchant Association, I think we can get this done. It's a big event. So we can get enough help at least for setup in the mornings, just because the police have been really closed down the streets at 10. So we have to start closing, like moving barricades ourselves until they get here. So we could begin setting up so that the vendors, when they get here, it's safe enough for them to unload and start setting up.
How many people have we had in the past, about 12?
We had last year about 12 vendors in the middle, and then, like, it's creative because we fill up the whole middle and then we go around with other vendors. And then, last year we had, like, Mark's team and you're, like, sectioned off into, like, a whole big tent. So I think we put this together, and then again, where we're gonna put, the chamber sponsored, space for the Merchant Association, so those that are non-food, we're gonna put them probably close to Mark's, section table, and then keep the Alton food merchants in the middle along with the other food merchants.
And I reached out to Yami's Mama Rosa and confirmed those two with.
Yeah, Mama Rosa's confirmed and Yami's is confirmed.
Great. Yami's, for those of the views that don't know,
Just hold on.
is a new West Indian restaurant. So we got rid of a pizzeria and we brought in a West Indian restaurant.
Serve
Through
fish.
the power of positivity. Yeah,
They're
who
gonna
said
be here?
that?
They're gonna
Me,
open this
they
day?
serve fish, I
Yeah.
met the guy.
His name is Floyd.
Yeah,
He's,
talk to 'em.
he's great.
It's gonna be
Really
great,
happy.
yeah. Isn't it open 24 hours?
No.
Oh, I thought someone said that.
Is there still room for vendors, more vendors?
Yeah.
And how much is the fee?
So if it's informational table or merchandise, it's $100, but for food, it's $150. Unless it's the Alton merchant, then if, the chamber bought 10 spaces, we'll work it out.
What blocks will get closed?
Matthews to
I think it's
Holland.
$2. It's not going to Holland, where he said. We can, do what you did last year, just go past Wallace.
Holland.
So,
Or whatever.
where's the stage gonna be located?
Barnes Avenue.
We do Barnes Avenue.
What is this?
Yeah.
Where do you want the horse and carriage?
Matthews to Barnes,
Matthew's Barnes.
where the cars are parked.
Because last year we had it behind the stage.
Behind the stage,
Yeah.
because when I had reserved it, I gave them a focus point for it to put the address, which was the sands, so that's why they entered through that way. And they couldn't turn the truck around and everything to get over here, so now that was focused on that.
So that's good for them, right?
Matthew and Paul?
Here, right here. This is Matthews and Barnes.
That would be behind the stage.
You just have to make sure that none of the vendors are parking
Well, no, this is.
Yeah.
Matthews and,
right behind us.
this is, there's Barnes, there's Matthews.
This is Barnes and,
This is Matthews.
This is Matthews, and that's Barnes. But if they're gonna park cars there, this is the horse
Yeah,
ride?
the horse trailer.
Then we usually did it down by, between Wallace and Holland.
Years ago, we did it on that end.
Yeah.
Last year they came behind the stage
I never
here.
saw it.
But I figured we
because
were
I think
right
it
there.
could cross over.
Yeah, it was
There's too many cars.
Way and traffic was hard.
We could put the no parking signs. I just don't want people stalling the horses on the other side. I mean, even though the stage is not the big one, but,
So where do you want to put them, between Holland and Wallace?
I mean, the line is comfortable over here, then we just have to put the no parking signs because what happens.
What do you want? What does he want? I don't care either way, as long as it's the horse and
I
carriage.
mean, I figure there's more space behind the stage, you just gotta, make space
Okay.
with
So no
that.
parking.
But just then maybe
Oh,
put signs, horse rides behind the stage.
I get nervous talking in crowds, but I have to say something, I'm sorry. The horses, they don't belong on the street. I'm sorry. I love animals more than myself. I'm sorry, excuse me. They don't belong they don't,
She's saying they don't belong on the street.
I'm trying to believe I can't talk, I'm choking
We'll
now.
take a moment, we'll come back. I get what you're saying.
We're not going to happen. I see them dragging people, and there's cars everywhere. There has to be a humane way of not having the horses there. Something no horses at all, just, I don't know, baby carts or something with
What
wheels.
usually happens is
I worry.
they're monitored.
I worry about it because animals belong in the grass grazing, they don't belong on the streets with the cars. And it's the only thing that makes me physically ill.
The cars aren't gonna be around them.
It
The
just
street
worries
is
me.
blocked off.
They go like
Blocked.
this, like that. I apologize.
No, it's okay, you're
My
entitled to your
heart is
opinion.
beating a little too quick because when it comes to animals, I would do anything to save them, anything little. So please just keep it in mind before you get these precious, wonderful horses. Maybe you can find a way to substitute them for some other way. That's it, what it says.
Thank you. No.
Everyone's opinion matters.
Yeah, yeah, Tom.
I
Thank
just
you.
wanted to comment and say, you know, these horses do come from the Bronx Equestrian Center, and they take very good care of them. And they actually give us requirements to fulfill before we're able to rent them out, asking what kind of, area they'd be, if there'd be a lot of traffic, how many people, so we do accommodate to the best of the horses.
I didn't think you offended me.
No,
No, it's not an offense, don't ever, don't worry and panic, but Holly, what we like to do, but the reason why we bring in the horses is because we want our kids to make a connection with them.
I know
and
that,
to
but at
see
the
them.
zoo, I apologize.
No,
I'm
it's
gonna
okay.
shut my mouth now.
It's
But
okay.
there isn't any safe way, no offense, there isn't any safe way to look at it except don't put them.
So in fairness, I'm gonna talk to, what we do is that we close on the streets with barricades.
Okay.
And then they cannot be under, like, I think 90-degree weather, so.
If
like,
it's too hot, they won't come.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't bring
So
them
we
out.
make sure there's water available.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're all animal lovers here too.
I'm sure
pretty
you are,
it's
I
safe to
just
say.
feel very uncomfortable and unsettled. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
No,
it's
it's
above
fine.
like
If
90
if there's
degrees.
Thank
anything,
you.
we could say, you know,
Thank
I have a
And
lot of
you'd be
friends.
surprised, a lot of kids don't have the opportunity to go to the Bronx Zoo and ride these horses. So these are opportunities where.
What?
They don't have,
Why would they not have the opportunity?
Because they can't.
because it costs too much money. Have you been to the Bronx Zoo lately?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on,
They can't
hold
go
on,
on
if it has to do with
No,
Is there
money,
any way that they can cool
there is
off?
I can make a contribution to
Thanks,
make
Mark.
sure, you know, that they'll go. Because I'm an advocate for the homeless in Port now. So if they need to go to the zoo,
And when
I-
they
I
come,
can
you
arrange
come
that.
by and you.
The minute you mention horses, my.
I don't like to hear excuses.
I love horses too. My
Yeah.
wife knows.
I don't have any, I'm a regular handicap child,
No
I
problem.
haven't seen it in years.
In addition to
My
the
wife died
horses, now that we're
17
talking
years
about
ago.
activities
Mark,
for kids,
when we,
Sorry.
I mean, we're talking about ideas and activity for kids. We do also have like the inflatables for the kids, dunk tag,
done tank.
Thank you.
and
Face
the face
painting.
painter, so there's a lot of
I get
activities.
very emotional when I cry when it comes to animals. Thank you.
That's
Thank
all right.
you.
What else is confirmed as far as the activities that we didn't touch on?
So definitely the two bouncies, the rock wall, they're still confirming the NYPD, but as you know, the rock wall comes in and leaves early, so that's still being announced.
What about the NYPD for the rock
Hold
wall?
on, Mark, thank you. NYPD, or is that the
Community
recruit?
affairs, no.
Community affairs?
Yeah, NYPD.
What was your question, Mark?
No, they have to approve of the rock wall or what?
No, it comes from
The
DP.
permit has to approve, the city has to approve having the rock wall.
A permit? Oh,
Has to be a
because.
permit for insurance purposes.
I see.
Yeah, and it belongs to NYPD, so it depends on availability, and they try to be fair to everyone. We had it last year, they try to give it to someone else this year.
So let's do the presentation walk then.
Yeah, and you see them, the police on it and
Yeah,
stuff like
Are we
that.
going to have, what were they the ROTC group? We had a military group here,
Yeah,
and
we're
they had a
working on that.
presentation,
We're
okay.
working on that, the rock. the
Does
national
anybody
rock.
else remember something from previous years, or,
We have the, and,
The what?
the NYC.
oh,
Yeah.
they're performing, this year, Gene DiNapoli will be here this year, and then a couple other special guests, as well.
Got an idea.
Oh, great.
We call it Farmers Brides Go. Maybe you can get like it's like
A teacup, merry-go-round,
Yeah,
type
something.
real amusement park ride.
yeah.
I want you to know that that's something that we're definitely considering, one of these years. to extend this all the way to White Plains Road, but I don't think it's gonna happen this year.
What, who rents them? At Frank's on,
Frank Keys?
Right
yeah,
there.
okay. Try it, see?
Well, it takes money and it takes, permits and space.
Maybe next
One,
year.
we're
we'll get
really
to-
considering it and wanna do it one of these years to expand it, but it's all gonna be time in my, I brought it up a couple of times saying, we wanna get an extra block and an extra block. The answer I got was, well, you can't change the bus route, but the bus route's already changed for the block, but
Exactly.
now we have a couple of people on the community board to, nudge, so, so we're gonna try to nudge for the future. But I personally, and I know a couple others,
I
wanna
also-
do a couple extra blocks.
I
to-
also know a person that does a lot of them, like he does the Arthur Avenue Fair,
Mhm.
if you talk to him, you know.
Okay, let me know.
when the time comes.
And then, I know the question was brought up about the characters.
Mhm.
So, I've been talking to La Sorsa, the car dealer, and they have, the crew, which they have been branding as
I know
little
you said
kids.
back to it, okay.
So I think he wants to bring the crew here to Allerton, it's kinda like their logo, but in action.
I think that's a cute idea, and they're Bronx based, so.
They're Bronx based, they
okay.
wanna support the
You
event,
like that?
so.
What is this?
La Sorsa is a car dealership, they have 3 kids, I think they're called brats or something like
Yeah,
that.
they're like real red, yeah.
And so those are their spokes kids, they're cartoons slash,
Like,
yeah. And, Jackie's looking for the photo now, they're cute and they're Bronx based. So the kids might enjoy taking a photo with them.
Yeah.
they'll be here to take pictures with the kids, interact with the kids.
Sort of like the Easter Bunny.
Like these. I wanted some characters floating around so kids can stop them and take their photos, but I didn't want anything, I wanted it to
Yeah.
be symbolic and something the kids would appreciate.
The kids.
They look like Muppets.
Yeah, they're Muppets.
You get you,
They look like,
Barney
they look
costumes.
real.
Get a Barney costume, put somebody in.
Like,
Good doing.
Never mind.
How long you can keep your glass in a hot costume?
I used to actually do it in Hawaii, so it was always
I don't know.
Yeah.
85,
Maybe
90
it always
degrees.
takes turns.
I've done it at the Tribeca Film Festival. I did the big, with the big Muppet puppet things, the huge
The
ones.
big head.
Right, that it covers you. You have to see through the mouth or whatever. You hold it on through a backpack. It's all, it's very,
Oh, it's pretty, and I've always wondered how they keep.
yes,
those
it's
going on.
very, you buckled in, yeah.
Pretty cool.
So get any of
So
those.
the,
I don't know where they are though. We can find them.
So, last year, every year we experiment how we're gonna do the pool sampling. And so last year we had the whole middle section, right, Natalia, with various pool sampling. The only issue with that was that it took a very long time for all that pool to be served or people to eat. And then the vendors were waiting for that to be over before they could start selling again. So on behalf of the vendors and the food merchants that are coming, so what we're gonna do is that when they come, they're gonna be, we're gonna direct them to either Mark Jonai's table to get a ticket, because he's gonna have registration like he does every year. They get a free raffle ticket, and then we let them know between 12:30 to 1 o'clock or to 1:30, they'll be able to choose a sampling booth, like one of the food vendors to have a sample from.
Oh, instead of
Instead of making it
going
like
around them.
affordable.
Why don't you let them make plates, like different dishes, and you just put it at one table, and somebody will be there to serve, this is from so-and-so, this is from here, this is from there. It'd be much easier.
So if we do that, we're gonna have to get a lot of food donations probably. I don't know, do you think that could be something to work out? That's what I was thinking.
The first year, we had just plates given out, but it was the same thing, that everybody was waiting for the free food, and the vendors had paid for a spot.
particular vendor of their choosing will work, because then they'll actually wanna go and spend money.
Also,
Maybe back at that vendor or another
Right, 'cause
vendor.
when they see something, they sample, say, the new Indian food place, they like it, okay. They said, when that's finished, when the free samples, then they go over to his table and they buy something from
Yeah.
him. Or they
Samples are
patronize
just
the
supposed to be
restaurant.
that, samples, they're not supposed to be
Yeah, they're not
meals for them
free
to eat
meals.
anyway, so.
That's what a lot of people say, well,
Originally, what we,
they make their way across all the tables.
I think what we were talking about were vouchers instead of samples, where, at whatever registration table, someone would get a ticket and that would serve as a voucher to get a sample of something, and I think that's much simpler.
That's, yeah, that's
Where
something
you
you
just
say,
go
so
around, they'll still get,
when you produce that voucher, you have to produce that voucher at the food place.
Right, you give them the ticket.
The vendor will take
it's
it.
much simpler than putting together
Right.
plates, setting them up, worrying about waste and leftovers, because they don't want, they might want this, but they don't want that.
And not only that, I know last year, last-
Department doesn't want us.
Right.
Yeah, health department.
last year, a lot of the people waiting in line for the
Yeah.
food, it was getting pretty rowdy there. I mean, you gotta have like armed guards.
Yeah, but
Because
that's the point
the-
she's making.
yeah,
People that we
so it's-
know want free food.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They don't want to pay for the food, they want the free food. And that kind of half defeats the purpose.
and I saw some of the plates coming out of that sampling, they were piled
Yeah,
with
they-
stuff.
yeah,
That's not a sample, they, you know, they should just pick one
Yeah, they make it said
vendor.
all you, they make it like an all you eat the buffet.
Yeah.
I say, no, it's a sample, one or two little tastes of one particular, you know.
Unless we start paying the vendors to start showing up and having like a group barbecue, but that's not the idea.
I mean, I think we did a great job last year with, getting all the donations and everything, but then it became, at one point, we ran out of food and there was still a long line and they were angry and the food was over.
I have a question. The vendors sell food. Now, does the Merchants Association get a percentage of anything like that? Or just because there's the tables?
The Merchant Association, the food vendors from the Merchant Association get free food, and then whatever they sell, the proceeds goes back to their business.
So does the money that they pay for the table or booth goes to the Merchants Association, or where does that money go?
No, we don't make any money on the food festival. We spend all the money that we get from grants. So what we do via the Bronx Chamber grant that we received, we pay for 10 tables for our merchants that are active in the community. They get a free table and they get to spend the money however they choose. And then the merchants that come from other areas, they rent the table to Moss and make the money that they raise and keep their money. We make no money, no profit.
Oh, so Moss keeps the money. No.
The city gets a percentage back
Mm-hmm.
for the table that we rent out, we have to show them a report. And then we make sure that we pay all the expenses because there's a sound company, there's cleaning, there's
Right.
volunteers,
Mm-hmm.
there's tables and tents that we rent out, chairs, generators, makes the whole shebang. And the chamber did give us, actually money for the band this year, so that's going straight to the band. And promotions, which is gonna be the flyers. So we're gonna put the posters.
And what do we have as far as sponsors this year? Are any of the
Yeah.
other elected officials getting involved besides Mark?
Senator Klein is coming, I believe they pledged, a certain amount.
How much? $500. We could get the water potties for that.
Mm-hmm.
There,
That's something you gotta remember too, that's good.
put his name on it.
Yeah. Put a sign on that says voting
So,
booth.
Ridgewood has been a supporter, Ridgewood Savings Bank. We got Verizon to come in, United Healthcare to come in. And then we're working on little small informational tables like Woodlawn Cemetery, Monroe College. And we might get Nestle again, you know how they came last year with giving out milk and so forth, they might come back this year.
You might wanna go in, I was talking to somebody, they heard about it. There's new people that are in cricket.
Cricket wants to talk to me, they're more than welcome to talk to me.
Yeah, well, they said,
Cricket and all the other commercial businesses here, they're on the list.
what's cricket?
The wireless
being honest.
Oh, yeah, the banks really are fine. Citibank,
Thank you.
Ridgewood,
They said, that
Chase,
people said.
Bank of
yeah,
America.
that's all I did.
well, Bank of America they switched their branch manager now too, but definitely Ridgewood, Citibank, Chase.
I told Gina, I said, I got a friend that's, with FDNY, she said they said they'll have an ambulance on standby in the area too.
All this one.
That's a good idea.
Just wait, you know,
Do we
if they
have
have medical
a truck?
problems or anything.
Okay, a touch truck, fire,
No, we've been calling someone, he's not getting back to us. I mean, so they usually, if you have a contact at DNY, they usually come with their trucks, you know, for the kids.
Well, this is like EMTs and stuff. It's not the fire trucks, it's the ambulances.
Mark has a contractor.
The fire department? We have a contact, I forget which
Yeah.
department he's from. But I'm calling on that.
would be fun. Anything educational that we can get to the event would be fantastic.
Well, when you do the fire truck, the person that you're calling in the city, they usually need a lot more time to do that. Your best bet would be to go directly to the Gun Hill Gang and talk to them from there.
Okay. The water, the tank is gonna be connected to the grocery store, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either M&A or Latin Fusion.
So you were gonna have the whole, the water come up, so it'll be a pump, right?
That'd be something like that.
I do not want to use the pump. It never works, it's always brown. No, it needs to come from the store.
We did that at the Vons thing, and it was a
Was
disaster.
it okay?
No, it wasn't a disaster.
Yeah, so we're gonna use the grocery store, same as last year. And you have the hose, right? Okay, just use that.
So the
Oh, and
contact
then,
water
then
be
have you
clear
have
this
a
time?
DJ Manny?
Manny Martinez is pushing one to come by, yeah.
He's gonna play for a little bit. So I'll connect him to different sounds to make sure that, you know.
Yeah, well, the fire department did that, filled it up. They said the water was fine, so, you know.
That's what they say.
But as
Anybody have any
All right.
questions for Jackie? No? Any thoughts, any things that they would like to see at the food fest?
Are we still doing like the best dish festival?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I don't know if anybody knows Bailey Provetto from Tasty Ladies. She's always posting food in the Bronx, and she goes around to Bronx restaurants and does reviews and gives them awards. So she's in Florida, so she connected me to someone else, John Denizar, and he's gonna be the judge this year. So he's actually working on the Food and Wine Festival in August at the Bronx Zoo. So he's really excited, so he's gonna start promoting the event, and he might bring in other food vendors as well, so that we can have, you know, the more merrier. So I think that's exciting. We just gotta, we need to get an award, so.
so what is it?
Bring that award for someone.
For the food, like, so if we discussed it's just gonna be on food, taste, and presentation. Because if you see the vendors from last year, some of them, their presentations were real nice, like, they had these beautiful gyro things happening.
Yeah, I remember Rosa had a cute little canopy thing.
Yeah, with the baskets, and, so I think presentation is important as well, so we have the kind of word for presentation.
One of our biggest missions since the last one was to get more diversity in food onto the corridor. So now, since last year, we have Chandni Chow, the Pakistani restaurant on Bronxwood, Latin Fusion, which is basically an extension of Primo's, right here on between Barnes and Wallace. Even Famous Al's Pizzeria and Restaurant, they do more restaurant than pizzeria. And gyros and other foods that are good.
Okay.
Are they gonna put something out?
No, I think he was gonna donate pizza or something. But,
And then we have Yammy's, a West Indian restaurant, and so we're gonna try to keep adding on to that.
yeah.
Put something out.
Hmm?
No, you should put out
Especially
something
like
out.
pizzas.
Well, when they have the restaurant right there, sometimes they're like, we'll try to lure them in. If you talk to the merchants, some of them actually get upset about the food festival because they feel the food festival sucks up all the customers. What I'm trying to educate them on is that not all the people that are on Allerton on this day are from Allerton on this day, and that they need to do what they can to get the word out that their place is worth stopping into. So I tell them all the time, come up with discount cards that they can use without the week. This way there's a time limit, and then they have to come back to Allerton and shop at their store to save $5 or whatever it is. To be honest and blunt, some of these guys don't have great business sense, and they just rather sit and complain why business isn't coming in, and you throw ideas at them, and they say, oh, it's not gonna work, or they don't wanna take the risk and the chance, and that's 90% of business is taking a risk and a chance.
Yeah, they should come out and see what you're like.
We ain't seen anything that doesn't mean
You
people.
know what I mean?
Yeah, we dig it up, however many times they
Compromise or
have.
something.
What?
Why I'm so fat?
I'll see, Donald Trump.
My future president.
I'm gonna start.
No, I just want my future president to show up. I'm not a Hillary supporter, she's cool, I don't like her.
Did that.
Oh, well, yes,
That's apolitical, but
sorry.
who else?
So we have Lotus Flames Forest Park coming as well.
What
What?
about Simply Seafood, did they,
They haven't said anything yet.
and Mr. Q?
Oh, no, Tommy's
The
looking at
Q
that.
said yes.
Pasta on wings.
They wanted to do the same setup where they had.
We have Mama Rosa doing Italian, we're trying to cover,
Where's Mr. Q? What's that?
Mr. Q's
Yeah.
Chinese restaurant, he's right there on Williamsbridge, around the corner from the assembly office.
Oh,
They're really good. We've eaten them.
they've been here
What-
before, they've been here the past 2 years, Mr. Q's,
Very
right?
good.
what about
Yammy's
Smiley's?
is gonna cover
Smiley's is
West
good,
Indian.
and it's right here on the
Is
neighborhood
that West
block.
Indian or is that Jamaican?
Hmm?
Hold on,
Jamaican West Indian,
Caribbean
same thing.
dishes
Oh.
coming,
Who?
who?
Caribbean food,
You'll be mad.
doubles and.
That's for sampling, right?
That's for sampling.
Okay.
That'll be like for the first hour, and then we got Lotus Flames too, that's Caribbean.
Okay.
from Forest Park.
And I know Burger Time has different flavors and variety. They actually have, I want to say culturally different hamburgers.
Burger time?
Where's Burger Time?
Burger Time.
Where is that?
It's on Morris Park, it's near Patricia's.
It's next door to Patricia's.
They have really good, they have a nice big variety of different kinds of
Wow.
hamburgers and other
It's like,
foods and
it's
stuff.
like a red
There's
lobster.
Mama Rosa's more variety, so like, you know, coconuts, right? So it's more-
I never went.
It's
Um,
probably best to coordinate between the two of them, so they don't have the same stuff. Golden Crust, do they come?
Golden Eagle.
They always
on
told
Morris
me
Park
it's
is good food.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have Saturdays and Fridays.
Golden Eagle.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
Okay.
We need to find doubly fried Oreo.
Yes. Do you know anybody from Arthur Avenue that can?
That's right.
No, that's every year, he canceled on me. I know.
What about Full Moon Food
What
Pizza?
about Emilio's? I mean, it's more parks.
They do Zeppelis. I talked to our guys about doing Zeppelis and fried Oreos, and hold on. Zeppelis and fried Oreos, and they balked at it, so if someone else wants to come in and do Zeppelis, as long as it's good, I don't want, I don't want crap out here, but if it's good,
I mean, what's the fair one?
It's Amelia's, they're pretty good.
yeah, you need Zeppelis.
What do you need for Monterey?
One, I
Zeppelis.
could ask, Barone.
I need Zeppelis and fried Oreos.
What about salad?
Can't eat any
I
of
was
them,
gonna
but I
say
need-
salad
I'll
doms,
be the
but
devil, I don't have one.
I don't know who, I mean, I gotta find out the guy's
Fine, you
number.
gonna reach out to
Yeah,
him?
I'll reach out to Emilio's and John and Joe on my
Check into
Check in.
That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
you know. Does anybody have any other food, style of food, type of food that they want at the event? If you think about it, shoot us an email at
Is
AllertonMerchants@gmail.
IHOP coming?
IHOP lives here.
No, I mean, is IHOP bringing any food?
He makes donations, but he doesn't.
He's a sponsor, but Dominic doesn't set up a table.
Oh, at least
How
it's a
about a barrel
spot.
with water in it and apples?
I'll put that on the list.
Oh, well, just
That's on Halloween.
apples all year round, just try it.
Save water.
Do we have a reggae artist and a Chinese artist and a Caribbean artist?
We don't have the Chinese artists, we do have a reggae,
And what about the Albanian dancers? Are they coming in?
yeah.
Bollywood dancers, are they coming in?
Many dancers, they had a conflict that morning, so if anything, they may be a later performance.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to just say yes.
Hey, Jackie, how about the royal court and the ladies in waiting will do the plena?
I think Diana's working with them, yeah.
Okay.
And those in the streets, sound permits, port bodies are all good. I'll talk to Ferranga Brothers, got the dunk tank, got the hay rides, got the face painting, bouncies. Richie getting involved? Did we reach out to Richie? I was in his office with Janice, so I want to make sure that he is invited, that he knows he's invited, that he's more than welcome, because I'm concerned that message isn't getting through.
No,
for
I
whatever
don't have
reason.
it, so, okay. So
For some reason, he's like a vampire, and these politicians, they need to be invited, otherwise they don't come for it.
Oh, you meant-
Oh, no, he's not a politician, he'll come in.
Yeah, yeah, so that's what I told
And,
him. He mentioned.
do you know any other people that want to possibly stop by?
Like who?
Letitia or Darcel?
Well, we should invite them. Want to reach out to them?
I just sent an invite to them to Station, Darcel.
Scott, I spoke to Scott Stringer, yeah.
Yes, Scott Stringer, and,
You did already?
I will.
Oh, okay.
Could we like the board president when you invited me, you should.
Please do.
Ruben Diaz, Jr. Okay.
Yeah, her.
As long as he spells my name right.
Well, you know, I'm with the chamber now. So.
Anything else? No? All right. Yeah. Any new business?
Well, I was just gonna, I'm sorry, I was gonna suggest, Jane, that on the day of the festival, maybe you might want to offer membership cards for people who may come back to the neighborhood to get a discount, maybe some kind of discount card they might be interested in.
We'll have, discount cards available at the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have our, like we usually do, our table set up,
Mhm.
and we'll have some stuff there for people to sign up and for people to get more information.
Probably as soon as I build the church, probably about 10 o'clock. That's set up.
Because we're at 11 o'clock start or 12 o'clock
You
start?
you have, I think, 12.
Yeah. 12 to,
Yeah. 12 to 5, 12 to 6.
yeah, 12 to 6.
Is it, why is it 12 to 5?
Okay. Close up in
I can help set up in the morning, Jackie.
6 p.m.
Jack-
6.
6.
Close to 6.
Grace said she'll help set up in
Yeah.
the morning.
I can help set up in the morning.
9.
That's late morning already, 9 o'clock. It's already late.
6.
And Marcus gonna put up the flags again, right?
Yeah, we have all the fun.
If we have any, do we have an official host or the Dragon's gonna?
He's hosting, yeah.
So if Frank can, do a shout out for the Bronx Wolfpack too, and have these guys. And if you guys wanna come in uniform or anything and come up on stage, please, I wanna promote it as much as possible. I wanna help, yeah, I wanna help his group, I wanna help Pamela's group get the word out and try to get our kids, involved and engaged in these programs,
That'll be nice to come there, so.
right?
We'll put them on the-
Well, with no helmets.
Yeah.
Come dressed up in no helmets.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be nice.
And that's yours.
No problem.
Great.
So we can put it at the table for information, you and Pamela together.
All right, no problem.
You know Pamela, right?
From-
Pamela James is from here, she does the Lakeview Student
Yeah,
Athletic.
yeah.
I'm gonna be doing promoting the.
Yeah, I'll be out there advertising.
I just thought
But I won't get there until about 2 o'clock, because like, this will be,
Yeah, that's fine, yes.
Channel 12 News for publicity,
Yeah,
to get
yeah,
people to
that's fine.
show up and, you know, be there,
Yeah,
get
that's 12
together.
usually pops in.
Thank you.
We sent out a media alert.
Thank you. Now I think I'm done.
And the Bronx Times is usually there.
Oh, yeah.
We all did misprints.
Steve and Jennifer.
For sure,
Anything else?
definitely.
And for those of you, the discount cards will come, actually, the merchant membership cards that we have, you'll get discounts at various local stores and periodic discounts throughout the year. when you sign up. You also get a subscription to the Bronx Times Reporter, and which reminds me of an article that was in the Bronx Times. If you could just let Mark know, I mean, it's through the city council, but we were moving away from this unless there's anything else on the food festival. We were pretty public about wanting trash bins, and I don't know what kind of game they're playing. The city council approved 62 high-end litter baskets, and they gave them to Morris Park, Throgs Neck, Westchester Square, City Island, and Pelham Parkway. So I'm gonna be on a war path if Allerton doesn't get any, because Jimmy knows about that. So I'm just giving you a heads up so you don't get caught in crossfires on that.
And Jimmy has this side of Allerton.
Jimmy's on this side.
Jimmy's on this side.
You take care of it. Yeah.
That's the
No.
that's been the way of Allerton
Mhm.
before we formed, and so that's why you know, Jimmy was one of the first to actually, when we first brought it up 3 years ago, to offer $5,000. We weren't ready to collect it because we didn't have everybody on board yet. So he came out and he offered. So to his benefit and credit, I don't know how, why, or when, but yeah, we want some high-end litter baskets. Something with the small holes so people
Yeah, I've seen
can't
it.
fit their garbage ins and large enough so it doesn't. Richie did a great job, so everybody knows too. The reasons we don't have the trash bins overflowing as much as before and the litter being dramatically reduced is because Richie doubled up the pickups. So we have twice as many pickups now up and down the corridor, which is why they don't look as full. People are still dumping in their home trash,
They get picked up a lot more often.
but they picked up one extra time, and it makes a big difference. And it seems to come over here, and you see the green bags. Those are the merchants that adopted the sanitation bags. They get the green bags from DSNY, and so they're being more proactive on changing the garbage bags and filling them up. And we're still working on getting a cleanup crew and trying not to have to form a bid to have these resources.
Are those special bags, anti-rat bags?
No such thing. It's not a real thing. The bags that they can't chew through or that they don't like the taste, it's just laced with peppermint and it's just an annoyance to them. If there's something in there that they want, they'll eat
Yeah, I
it.
understand.
We just talked about that at Richie's meeting. Yeah, Mark?
Would it be bad hard to form a bid, or could you form a bid?
We don't want to form a bid, and I'll tell you why we don't want to form a bid. Generally, a bid means local mom and pops go out of business.
Oh, yeah.
They can't sustain. If we can guarantee that our merchants that have been here 20, 30, 40 years will still be on Allerton after a bid, then we would go full force, because it's not fair that these guys, and all the guys that have been here 20, 30, 40 years are the ones contributing to the holiday lights and donating to block parties and events. That's the reason they're here, to have a relationship. The new guys coming in, they don't last that long because they don't know how to build that relationship. And those are the ones that would keep the idea of a bid open, because, so for those new, basically we do the holiday lights. Maybe 5 to 10 merchants on a block will chip in to pay for the holiday lights, which is a big boon to the area. It brightens it up, more people shop on Allerton. The other 10 to 20 merchants that are on that block that didn't contribute also benefit the same way that these guys. So it's not really fair to let someone else carry the load, especially when it's as little as $100 that we ask, and a bid will ask for a lot more than $100 a month. It's basically an added tax. You're taxing the merchants and the landlords probably $100 a month. It depends on the size of their space. So the difference between chipping in 100, 200 for various products, cleanups and holiday lights, is peanuts compared to doing a bid. Theoretically, we could do a bid. All we need is 50% of the owners to agree on it, not the merchants. So we could go over their heads and talk to the building owners and say, hey, you guys want to make extra money? I'm pretty sure most of these landlords will say, yeah. It's just something we're not really interested in, because we want to keep our local stores. The other downside to it is that, or upside to doing a bid, downside to not doing a bid is getting the the commercial places and the chains involved, like Paylesses and the T-Mobiles. The only way you get them involved apparently is through a bid, which costs them a lot more money. But we're trying to avoid it at all costs. We're happy being a merchants association. We don't need to go that extra distance and really put
You
a
can't have both?
leash.
No.
Oh, I didn't know.
One or the other.
Oh, wow.
Anything else? Any old business, any new business? No? Nothing? All right. Then with that, thank everybody for their time. It's 8:27. I'm gonna officially consider this meeting closed.
Thank you for having me and for listening to me.
You're welcome.